There's a book written by Ashley Montagu, first published in 1952, and it's been revised a few times up to the 5th edition. It's called The Natural Superiority of Women. Provocative title. Montagu contends that females are the biologically superior gender. They have more powerful immune systems, so women have better protection against and better recovery from illnesses, shock, fatigue, starvation. Yeah. Women have more neurons in the corpus callosum, so they have better coordination between the hemispheres of the brain. Consequently, a woman's brain, generally speaking, is more highly developed structurally and functionally. I've read most of the 5th edition, but not all of it. It makes for an interesting read. Ashley Montagu was a man, by the way. With the exception of a few rad femmes and hoity types, I don't see many women going around acting or behaving in a superior way, as I see it. But when I look at the world around me, I see men almost everywhere trying to assert male supremacy. For thousands of years, male rulers and male-led societies have tried to keep women down, oppress them. That's indisputable. Why would men feel the need to oppress women if they are genuinely the superior gender? Does a lot of male fear for the opposite sex come from an inferiority complex? An inferiority complex does stem from fear, insecurity. Secure people don't need to go around announcing to the world that they are great, do they? When I look around, I see more emotionally insecure men than women. I see more immature men than women. Where I work, I see the ladies going about doing their jobs well, not causing any arguments, not panicking when things get busy. I see them being kind and sociable. Can't say the same thing for all of the men, but there are exceptions. There are a few top quality geezers where I work. Now, some say women have a higher threshold for pain. Consider childbirth. And there are more than a few generalizations that some people like to trot out which are disputable. Such things like women are better empathizers, they're naturally more kind and compassionate than men. They're better at listening and solving problems, so they make better bosses generally. Women are better decision makers because they're more cautious than men in general, and the list goes on. Such a list flies in the face of societies and cultures where women have been conditioned to see themselves as inferior, and where they are treated as second-class citizens. I don't think anyone can deny that women have made huge progress in the last century. But female emancipation hasn't happened everywhere in the world. However, if the next century is anything like the previous one, where will women be by the beginning of the 22nd century? Will the majority of leaders in the political and business world be female? A couple of Ashley Montagu quotes then from his book. Okay. Quote, "Female subservience is a culturally, not biologically created condition. It is one of the consequences of the misuse of masculine power." End quote. In the book's preface, he says, quote, "My years of work and research as a biological and social anthropologist have made it abundantly clear to me that from an evolutionary and biological standpoint, the female is more advanced and constitutionally more richly endowed than the male. Women as biological organisms are superior to men." End quote. Montagu gives sound definitions of the words superiority and natural in chapter 1. He gives good definitions of the words prejudice and myth also in the first chapter. Okay, another quote from the book. "Women, on the whole, possess a greater number of biological advantages than men, yet it is not their number, but their overall quality that is important. These many qualitative differences confer biological advantages upon females. Many of these differences have not even been acknowledged, and where they have been slighted or totally ignored. The traditional mythology has made it possible to bypass the facts or to render one insensible to them." End quote. Yeah, I don't agree with everything Montagu has to say, but he is insightful. He is right about a lot of things. Some of the things he points out are eye-opening in a way, but I feel like I intuitively knew this stuff anyway, you know? There are some things we can't really deny, you know, women are statistically less violent. You know, less crimes are committed by women, far less. Women live longer generally. Why is that? Is it because they generally look after themselves better, eat better than men? Or is it something more than this? Women complain less, in my experience, which sort of runs against the cultural stereotype we have in this country. Yeah. Men and women both have strengths and weaknesses in reality, and clearly we complement each other. I believe in social equality for all humans, irrespective of gender. You know, equality of opportunity, equality before the law. Yeah. I kind of find it funny when I see an online article saying women are better than men at such and such. The amount of reaction it gets from people who are clearly really angry. And it's women getting angry as well as men a lot of the time. You know, most of these articles are just tongue-in-cheek. Coffee table stuff. Not worth getting worked up about, but I see people ranting and raving and swearing and getting all bent out of shape, calling the author a man-hater or a pussy or whatever. You know, settle down, folks. If you disagree with someone, put your case across in a calm and considered way. Be reasonable, yeah. Anyway, I'll see you next time, folks. Take care of yourselves.